recording. So my name is Omobolanle Onilogo. I'm the engagement officer with Inspire Her Africa, and of course, your moderator for today. Thank you once again for joining early, and welcome to today's session. Right, we promised to have a very engaging, inspiring session with someone we feel would be very beneficial to everyone. But before we get into that, I would just like to run through what we have today. So welcome again. Welcome everyone. Good day from wherever it is that you're joining. And so just a few housekeeping rules that we need to ensure we take very seriously to enjoy this session and to be able to benefit from it across board. So please mute yourself when you're not speaking. Very important. We have to be able to hear ourselves. So if you're not speaking, ensure to mute yourself. Kindly note that this meeting is recorded, like I mentioned earlier. And if you have any issues with that, please let us know. Please raise your hands to ask questions or make comments. Do not interrupt. You can also drop your comments in the question chat, right? So any questions you have, you can drop it in the chat. If you prefer to say, you can wait for the Q&A session that will come, and then take notes and then ask your questions at the time. We encourage you to put on your camera if you're comfortable with it. Kindly use the other reaction buttons during the session to show active participation, right? So at the bottom of your screen, if you're using a desktop, you will see a place that says reactions. You can put a thumbs up, you can put a heart, a fire emoji, even a confused face if you're confused. But we want it to be as interactive as possible. So please try and use all interactions, all reactions that you can. Okay, also we request that you please engage actively in all activities and surveys. It's important that you actively speak, actively ask questions. There will be practical session. We insist, we mandate it even that you being here, you actually participate, because that's the best way to get the benefit of what we're trying to give you today, right? And then there will be surveys to take. We really hope that you will fill all these surveys, because that would help us, in subsequent programs. Okay. So I'll just quickly run us through what we can expect for today. I'm sure most people already have an idea, but I will just run us through it. So we're currently at the welcome stage, and then we'll be having an opening remarks and an overview, and then we'll move ahead to the main session while we're here today, and then we'll have the Q&A where you can ask all your questions, and we'll round up and close for today. So before we go ahead into the overview, I would just like for the icebreaker session for all of us rather to participate in this by introducing ourselves in the chat box. So put your name, where you're joining from, and what you hope to get out of this session. And so I know a lot of us are also mentees already in the ongoing program. So we can also add highlights of how our weeks have been so far, how the first stage has been so far. So again, your name, where you're joining from, what you expect to get out of this session, and then how the program has been for you thus far. I'll go ahead and start. You can unmute if you'd like to say it verbally, but you can also put it in the chat box if you prefer to, say in the chat box. So like I said, my name is Omobolanle Onilogo. I'm joining from Abuja, Nigeria. My expectations from today, well, I'm hoping that I will be able to actually land a remote job after this, right? Or at least know how to, so if I'm currently in school, if I'm currently doing my NYSC, if I'm currently in a space where I'm not ready to get a remote job, I'm hoping that today would equip me with the knowledge that I need to be able to actually start that journey. So I don't know what you're hoping for, but I would like to hear it. And I'm not a mentee, right? So, but if I were a mentee, I probably would add how the week has been for me so far. Has it been exciting? Has it been enlightening? Have you been getting used to, have you been meeting these? Have you been getting used to some of the tools that we are currently using? How has that been for you? So just put it in the chat box. I'll go ahead and see what, okay, nice. So we have Oluwa Timileyin joining from Ibadan. Thank you very much, Timileyin. Your expectation is to know how to get a remote job, and that's what we'll give you. I hope other people are going to do that as well. We have, it's currently 12:10. We have 5 minutes for this. So please, it's very important that you participate like this so that you at least get to know people that are in cities around you. One, two, our guest speaker can actually see some of the things you really want to pick and try to focus, on those areas. So it would be very, very helpful if we participate in this. I see someone else has responded. Meron. I hope I'm pronouncing that well. Thank you so much. From Addis Ababa. Welcome. I'm looking for a remote job and hope this session will help me know how to equip myself. That is exactly what we would do for you today. Meron, thank you for um, participating in that. I know we have more people. I'm hoping to see more people. Okay, so I see Leah. Hello, Leah, from Kenya. Thank you for joining, Leah. It's very nice to have you here. Your expectation is to learn, 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 and put to practice. Perfect. That is, again, I like that you said put into practice because you can learn so much and not put it to practice. Okay, thank you, Joy. Hi, Joy. Joining from Sokoto. Welcome. Your expectation is knowing the right procedures to banging a remote job. I see that you are going for gold. Yes, banging a remote job from your learning so far this week. For this week's tax is something I'm excited about in creating. Okay. So you're a mentee and you're excited about creating a portfolio. Wonderful. We like to see that. Um, Anyone else? Damaris, thank you, Damaris from Gomez State. Welcome. You hope to learn something new. Again, we will be giving you something new today. Thank you for joining. Okay, so I see we still have a couple of minutes. I'm hoping to see more people. Grace. Hello, Grace. Grace, you didn't tell us where you were joining from, but thank you for joining. I see that you would like to learn how to navigate remote working. Perfect. So you can land a job, but actually how to navigate it. That's very important. Thank you for adding that, Grace. Yemi, hi Yemi. You're joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Your expectation is to be equipped with the knowledge on how to navigate getting a remote job. Again, definitely you'll be getting responses answers on that. Anyone else before we continue? We still have some minutes. Oh, this is quite the name. I hope I don't murder it. I'm sorry in advance if I do. Hi, Ekpo. Let's just leave it at Ekpo so that I don't destroy the rest. Hi, Ekpo. Thank you for joining from Port Harcourt. Welcome. You're hoping to learn how to land a remote job. Yes, how to place your CV, very important, and how to learn skills to navigate and skills to navigate remote jobs. Very, very important. How to actually land it, what kind of CV format you need for it, and what kind of skills you need for it. Very important. This is why it's important that we actually put our expectations so we can clearly see what we want to learn. And this helps us when we're setting goals. So you can pay attention to the areas that you've mentioned that you want to learn, right? Okay. Someone else has written. Okay, I'm seeing more. That's nice. Thank you, everyone. Hi, Sophia from Uganda. Welcome. You want to learn skills, soft skills, hard skills. Nice that you need to acquire for a remote job. Hi, Omolabake. You're joining from Ibadan. Another Ibadan person. Thank you for joining from Ibadan. You're hoping to learn how to land a high paying, very important, high paying. I like that you mentioned that. How to land a high paying remote job during your NYC service. Perfect. Hi, Lauren from Kenya. I see you're hoping to learn how to land a remote job, of course, and how to balance it. Again, I like that we're saying this because this is a very important point. Irene from Nairobi, thank you for joining us. Your agenda is to learn tips on landing a remote job. Perfect. Hi, Hafsat from Castina. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see what you're hoping to learn. I'm not seeing our mentees. I was hoping to also see how the week has been going for you, the new tools you've been using has been going from you. I'm hoping to see that. I've only seen one of that. We only have 1 more minute for this, however. So I'll just wait for the time to elapse and see if anyone is willing to give us more comments. Okay, so I think this is where we'll end the icebreaker, but it has been very nice. Thank you everyone for participating. Thank you for sharing where you're joining from. We hope to see you in all the subsequent bootcamps, and we hope that, you would leave today armed with the knowledge that you seek, which is our intention, right? So thank you again. We'll come back to the chat box, but for now, we would put a pause on it. For those who are just joining or those who have things to say, please go ahead and put it in the chat box. Once we have the break, I can always come back to the chat box and read through. All right. Okay, so next, just a brief overview of Inspire Africa. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard about Inspire Africa, but if you haven't, Inspire Africa, we are driven to empower African women by providing them with the necessary support for their professional growth and career progression through mentorship, which is what we're trying to do today. For some of us that are already mentors, for those who are not mentors, of course, we can't mentor everybody, but we're trying to find ways to see how we can also help everyone progress in their career goals and their career progression. Also, our mission is to empower African women through comprehensive mentorship and the cultivation of a supportive and thriving community. Very, very important things, and this is what we are hoping to do. And through this, we're hoping to actualize being a catalyst for a transformative change in Africa by equipping women with tools to passionately pursue their dreams. Also, to be the foremost mentorship program for African women, setting the standard for empowerment and success across the continent. Yes, we do dream big, but yes, we're working very hard to ensure that this vision is actualized so that, we are cutting across Africa, we're cutting across the continent to see how we can empower women and, groom them for the success that they aim to achieve, that they desire to achieve. So now we're going to head right into the main session. Before I continue, just a reminder that we should please follow all the housekeeping rules at this time. Right? And also we should be taking notes. If you haven't been taking notes already, you should definitely start taking notes now. If you have any questions, we'll have a Q&A session where you can ask your questions. So please remember to take take notes of them if you'd like to ask them verbally. And if you'd like to put them in the chat box, again, please put it in the chat box so that once time comes, we can read through it. And so for the main session, I would just briefly be introducing our speaker before he comes up, Dr. Faith Nwaobia. I hope I'm pronouncing that. I'm so sorry if I murdered it. But thank you so much, Dr. Faith, for joining us today. Dr. Faith is a founder and CEO at Youth Up Global and Utidia. Dr. Faith is a passionate advocate for Africa's youth and the founder of the Youth Up Global, a fast-growing social enterprise tackling the critical challenge of youth unemployment. Recognizing that over 60% of Africa's population is under the age of 25, Dr. Faith is dedicated to creating sustainable opportunities and equipping young Africans with the skills they need to succeed. He leads innovative human capital development programs through Youth Up Global and its for-profit subsidiary, Utidia, bridging the gap between academia and industry expectations. Utidia transforms education and careers through digital apprenticeships anchored by the Utidia Apprenticeships Institute and connects talent to global remote work opportunities via the Remutify community. And so you can see that we have put you in very, very, very capable hands today. And so all the questions you have, ensure that you ask as much as you can, because this is going to be a very packed session. And again, take notes, learn. And I hope that, what you learned today, you can put into practice. So now I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Faith to lead us in the main session. Hi, Dr. Faith, are you ready?
Yes, I'm here. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Amazing. Thank you, ladies, champions, for having me today in this amazing section. And getting to meet all of you from different parts of the world, from Africa. I see Nairobi, Kenya, and Nigerians. Yes, interesting. Okay, I'm sure that we'll get to meet deeper as we continue this conversation. I'm excited as much as you are. And I've been reading through your expectations today. And I hope and believe to meet your expectations. Thank you kindly for having me. Thank you, moderator, and thank you, Chidem Maoli, for putting this together in your team. Okay, so let's dive in, and so you give me permission to share my screen.
Yeah, I think you can share your screen.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so when you can see it, you let me know. You can see it, right? Just confirm
Yes,
you can see the screen.
yes. I can see the screen.
It's up now, right? You can see
Yes,
it?
please.
Okay, thank you kindly. Okay, Inspire Her Africa. Um, it's interesting to be in this section, and just as you've already done the introduction, this section is about landing your first remote job, and it's about a practical to success. The moderator had done well in introducing me. My name is Faith Nwaobia, and I'm the founder of Utah Global, that as you said, and Utidia. I am a human capital development and specialist, and also a workforce development specialist. So this is brief about what I do, um, the work that I do. So for Youth Talk Global is a youth-focused social enterprise, and our mission is to tackle youth unemployment in Africa through human capital development. And we have a subsidiary called Utidia, which is focused on facilitating digital apprenticeships and remote job placement for African talents. Then we have a community called Utidia, which is also under which called Notify rather, which is under Utidia. And what it does is to support African talent secure decent remote jobs. During the iceberg, I saw a chart where somebody was saying that she wants a high paying remote job. So that's the kind of um, opportunities that we facilitate under Identify. Then we have Utidia Apprenticeship Institute UAI, which is an online institute under Utidia championing digital apprenticeships in Africa. So let's start this conversation by saying that we want to know why remote job or remote work, why it matters today in Africa. Why is it that everybody is now talking about remote work, remote work? So this is why the global economy is shifting towards location-based or location-independent rules, right? Now, Africa also has youngest, fastest growing workforce, and there is this still problem of youth unemployment, high youth unemployment. Now, what that means is that with these two things established, remote work itself has a promise because it breaks geographical barriers, it unlocks global income opportunities for streams, and is also promoting inclusion, gender equity, and access to opportunities, notwithstanding your location or where you are. So anywhere you are in the world, you can tap into the global space and also unlock the opportunities that the remote space is providing. This is why remote work matters today in Africa. So I would want to explain that we have specific things that after today, just listening through the narration from the moderator, from the expectations. So the question is, will what you will gain today meet those expectations? So you read through, then you'll be able to know If there are areas that we will not be able to capture, please ensure that you call back my attention to that by dropping the comment on the chat. We treat every left um, issue or every left matter that has not been treated. My interest today is to say that every form of questions that you may have or concerns, things that are not clear about securing remote jobs, that you have access to them or that you will understand them. So we're going to have a clear step-by-step guide to finding and securing your first remote job. That is one thing that I assure you that you are going to find gain today, or the value you're going to gain today. The first is a guide step by step on finding and securing your first remote job. Then
Hi,
practical
Dr. Faith.
strategies.
Hi,
Yes,
Dr.
please.
Faith. I'm so sorry to cut you short. I don't think your slides are moving. Maybe it's an oversight. It's still on the first page. I don't know if you intend to have moved to the
No,
next slides.
that's not coming from me. I'm actually moving it from here. I don't know.
Or maybe
Let
it's
me check it.
me.
Let me
Okay.
check again. Let me check again. Let me even stop sharing and go back
Okay. I'm
and
so
see.
sorry about that.
No, it's okay. And see what the, because I was going to, I was in the other, I think the fourth slide or the third slide. But let me see.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's, Bolali, did you notice the slides were moving Uche, was it moving on your
Let
own
me see.
end or was it just me?
No, it wasn't actually moving. Actually.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't moving.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's serious. Let me see.
Okay. Um, yeah, okay. I think someone has also said it wasn't moving on their own end.
Is it
I
moving
think
now?
maybe no,
Yeah.
maybe it needs to be on slideshow.
Exactly.
Okay, it's actually on slideshow. I wonder what this is happening. Why this is
Okay, I
happening?
think it's moving now.
Moving.
Yeah, yeah, I think it is now.
Is it
Yeah,
moving
I think
now?
what happened is that he's
Yes,
not
yes, it is.
the screen that is shared is not the full screen. That's why he's on full screen, but
Mm,
full screen is not being shared.
Okay, it's not being
okay.
shared. Okay, let me see.
Yes, it's the PowerPoint slide I shared, not the full screen.
Okay, let me see.
Thank you very much, Bukala.
No, no problems. We fix that quickly.
If it's a problem as well, you can always feel free to share. We can also share from our end. Um,
Okay, okay, that works. Let me try this first. So
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to work on. Let me share from my window. Let me share. See. Let me see.
Thank you everyone for your patience.
Yeah, please just be patient. Let's fix this thing. I wonder why it's happening here this way.
Okay. Um, um, I think it's okay if it's not on the full screen as well. Okay. I think it's the fourth button, the fourth one.
Yeah,
Um,
that. But even the front one, that's not. That's the point. That's the point I'm making. And that's where I have been, and I was wondering why it's not.
yeah, it's
It's not.
fine. It's okay. Maybe we
It's
can,
not
yeah,
moving.
we can just revert. It's fine as long as it's moving. We can revert to the way it was before.
Are you
And
able? Are you able to see? Are you able to see it now?
yes, do you want to try
Is it?
moving to the next slide?
Is it moving? Is it moving now?
No, it's not.
It's not moving.
Yeah. Mm, do you want to maybe send the slides to us? And you can send it to me, and then we can probably share a screen from here. Um, I think if you click on slideshow on top right beside animations, okay.
Okay, so let me try to send it to you guys. I really do not know. The challenge is that this is not on my, it's not even on my shareable gadget. Okay, it's on my
Mm, mm,
system.
no worries at all. I think that at some point it was moving. So if we could go back to the way it was being shared previously, it's fine. It's
Uh,
okay. I mean, these things happen. Times technology kind of acts up a little bit. So it's fine. Thank you very much, everyone, for being patient.
it's fine. It's really fine.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go back to the original,
Yeah.
what I was doing initially. See, that would fix it. We've taken time. God, I don't like this. We should have been somewhere much. Okay. Okay, let me see if this works.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
able?
I
Is it
think
moving
yeah, I
now?
think this is good now. Yeah, yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
It's moving now.
Yeah, everything is fine now. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. Um, Let me go back to. I'm not with my video on. I hope you wouldn't mind.
No,
I'll
that's
continue.
fine. I think it's okay.
Okay. So sorry about that.
It's okay. Technology.
Okay, so it was just on the first slide you guys were in terms of the presentation, the slide I was showing at the beginning.
Yeah, well, I think we pretty much caught up with everything that you
Okay,
said
I'm
up until I think we're transitioning
just a
to yeah,
rundown.
yeah.
Okay, just a rundown. Thank you. Okay, so we were discussing about the fact that we need to understand why remote work matters in Africa today, and I was saying that the global economy is shifting towards location independent roles, and that Africa has the youngest, fastest growing workforce, which also faces high unemployment. And remote work breaks geographic barriers, unlocking global income streams, and also promotes inclusion, gender equity, and access to opportunities from anywhere. So, and I was also able to discuss quickly things that, okay, I was on what we would gain from this section today. And I said a step-by-step guide to finding and securing your first remote job, practical skills or practical strategies rather, and tools, including LinkedIn and freelance optimization, insight into common challenges and how to overcome them, proven frameworks like the OPV strategy and 554 DIY job search method, access to ongoing support through the Notify community. And I said, with all of these as things that you're going to get, if there is any way that we did not, highlight exact things, the specific things that you would also want to know, that you're free to drop them on the chat, and we will be able to, and I'll be able to ensure that you get answers to all your questions. So let's get into the remote work opportunity. First and foremost, let's look at the global trend in the remote work space. All of us do now know that remote work is the new normal. When we say it's the new normal, it's more like, for instance, it has not always been the way it is. You know, from let's say 10 years ago, a decade, 2 decades ago, this remote work hasn't been as you know acceptable as it is now. In the past, I remember my first remote work was in 2018 after I had left the bank. As at that time, people barely understood well. Just they did not even know what remote work was. Most people here in this part of the world. So it was just beginning to get build momentum, and today it is the new normal. What that means is that 60% and plus of companies now offer hybrid or fully remote roles. Um, this is interesting. It's promising that more than half of global companies across now find it's very um, accommodating to say, okay, we are ready to give contract jobs out for people who may not necessarily have to come into the office. Yeah, we could say benefits, gains that and lessons that we gain from COVID-19 and all of that. But it has become the new normal. And we have tech, marketing and customer service roles, and also education and sectors um, leading this shift. So what that means is that roles or jobs or opportunities within the tech marketing, customer service, and education seems to be at the top when it comes to the opportunities that are coming out from within the remote space. AI and automation is also creating new remote first job categories. Yes. So with the automation and the AI revolution, we are now beginning to see a lot of job first categories, remote first job categories that were not there initially. That you could actually leverage your AI and some prompt engineering tools to do. All of those are also increasing the potentials in the remote space. So future-proof industries are also embracing remote jobs, remote space opportunities, things like SaaS, that's software as a service companies, e-learning and data tech, global freelancing and gig economy, virtual assistant and digital operations. All of these are all contributing to the massive opportunities that we are beginning to witness in the remote workspace. Moderator, I'm sure you are still saying you can still see my screen just to be sure that we're not back to where we were before.
Yes, yes, we can see it.
Okay, awesome. So top in demand remote roles in 2025. So this year, what we've seen is that these are remote jobs that are growing very fast, tech and data, and um, AI and prompt tech is beginning to lead the charts. Yeah, people are scared. How would AI replace humans and all of that? I was having a conversation with one of my team members who is based in UK, and we're having a conversation. I was like, okay, you guys, he is the head of Tech Innovation Center at UAI, and he's also lecturing at university in the UK, leading their software development programs and data science. What will AI do to all of these tech, rules and all of that? The thing is, as much as these things are growing, as much as we have this AI and all of that, it will only take you away if you do not understand how you could leverage the AI to do the work. So those are the conversations we'll also be having as we move on. Software developer roles are still there; they are growing because we are now also very keen about those who could use AI features and prompts to be able to add their coding. Data analyst is also there, cyber security specialist. In digital marketing, you have SEO specialists, social media managers is also there, as much as we know that they could say AI could do all of that. But then we also have been seeing steady growth in the social media management roles. Email marketing also, a whole lot of interest now on newsletters and all of that. So creative within the creative space, we're seeing UI and UX designing or designer role, video editor role, content writer, admin and ops of operations. We have visual assistant, video manager, customer support, freelancing roles like web developer, graphic designer, copywriter. So all of these are just to give you an idea of what kind of roles that are topping the chart when we do our survey and then get some data from also some big freelancing or remote work platforms. So why should African professionals care about all of this? Why should you be concerned about this whole trend and the changes that we are seeing? Why it should matter to you is that Africa has a competitive advantage. See, we have a young tech-savvy population, tech-savvy population. We have a growing internet penetration. Yes, as much as we are not there yet, but the fact that global companies are also seeing that Africa offers a huge opportunity in this space. There is also a whole lot of work coming in to see that that these things are supported. There are little or nothing we could do in terms of the internet, but these are more of government, public-driven infrastructures. But then let's look at the ways that the areas that we have control. English language proficiency, which is also a very key thing to mention, because that is what is available, driving a lot of remote works in the global space. So in most key markets, English proficiency is also, and for most of us within the Anglophones, that is also something to be happy about, especially when it comes to how easy it is for us to get into those opportunities. Remote work solves key barriers like the access to global jobs without relocating. Before now, if you were to work for any US company or UK company or German company or Australian company, whatever company you are, is either they have come here to hire you for you to represent them in this place for a particular office that they're sitting on, or you have to relocate to work for them in their country. So those are the two options that they had, but that is no longer the case. With remote jobs now, you could comfortably work for any company in any country without having to relocate. Opportunity to earn a stronger currency, that is also what it offers to Africans. We know how currencies in terms of exchange is globally. Now, the opportunities that the global remote space is also offering to talent in Africa is the opportunity to earn in foreign currencies and stronger currencies than the one that we have, our local currencies. Escape from underemployment and low local wages. Yes, I had a conversation one time where I was having a chat, and the question was about the underemployment as versus unemployment, and I was saying that, and I told them that unemployment is seen to be mentioned much, but the greatest problem even we have is underemployment. Now you are working, but yet your working makes no meaning. It doesn't add any value. Your take home does not take you home eventually. You are still struggling even though you're working. So you're still living miserably. As much as the person is said to have a work or a job, it's as if the person is just like the other person that doesn't have one. So, and the problem with underemployment is that it is believed to be said that the person is employed. whereas the person is not actually engaged as he should. So that's also a problem. But that's what remote work could do, could also help to address. Um, where perhaps you're doing a particular thing and then with remote work you could augment and also have the best of what life could offer in terms of any potentials and capabilities. Remote work also offers freedom and growth, flexible schedules, diverse experience, increased access to international mentorship and network, and pathway to digital entrepreneurship, which is the what we see as the future of work now. People becoming more of solopreneurs, doing their own stuff, leveraging the digital space to build their own portfolio businesses and all of that. So these are the things that we are beginning to see, and this is why you, as an African professional, as an African talent, as a young person, should be interested in or should care about the opportunities that the remote work is offering. So, doing the step by step, for the step by step, I want to turn on my camera back, but just to be sure that I do not disrupt this flow. I hope you do not care. You do not, it doesn't matter. I can continue. Is this still fine? Are we flowing?
Yes, sir. All good. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Just to be sure. All right, so let's get to the step-by-step guide to landing your remote job. Now, let's first start with identifying your strengths and marketable skills. This is the first thing that one will need to do. You know, you want to get a remote job. First and foremost, you want to make assessment of your skills. So it's more like what we call a career SWOT analysis. SWOT here is first standing for your strength. So you need to identify your strengths and your marketable skills. Now that's the ability to get those opportunities that you are interested in. You could list as many things that you want to get for yourself, but the question is, do you have the skills to actually get them? Now, for you to start, you need to know what you bring to the table. Remember, every employer is employing you for the problem that you're going to help him solve, for the solutions you're going to provide. That is why you are being hired. And so, coming with this knowledge of what am I actually bringing to the table will help you. You need to assess your core skills. And when we talk about core skills, do not make the mistake to think that core skills only means technical skills. Technical skills like you can code, you can design, you can write, and all of that. No, we mean skills like time management, communication skills, team building, all those other soft skills, skills that we call soft skills. They are also as important as the core skills as you are assessing them. You're evaluating your skill set or your skill bank to understand these roles, these opportunities that I am targeting. Let's say you are targeting to work as, um, let's say, a brand experience manager with a startup or with a global firm. Now, as a brand experience manager, there are key skills that you would require to have, right? These skills, you could be first and foremost, you will not be able to do brand experience if you do not understand the basics of digital marketing, because it is resting on digital marketing capabilities. That is being able to understand how you can market a business digitally, leveraging digital tools to market a business. And branding is an aspect of marketing. So you want to know your basic skills. Sorry, since I moved faster than I expected. So we know where. It's looking fine. Sorry, let me go back. And, okay. Okay. All right. So here we are. Like I was saying, you need to assess your core skills, both technical and soft skills. And I was mentioning that if you identify the role that you're interested in, if you identify what exactly you want to, those opportunities that you are targeting or that you're expecting to get, you need to, itemize the key skills that you need for them. Then you now check on your own. Do I really have these skills? So that's the first thing. You need to identify your strengths based on the areas that you're interested in. Now, you need to identify, in trying to do that, you also need to identify your past experience that show value. Like when you want to market yourself to an employer, you want to also show that I can do this because of I have done this, even if it is not exactly the same, but because I have also helped a brand to manage their social media page. I've also helped them to handle their, um, you know, their content and all of that. And I'm also very good with design, and I think I'm able to do this. So it is you saying what you have already done is preparing you or has prepared you for the next opportunities. So there is need for you to identify your past experience that show value to the next opportunity that you want to, that you're targeting or that you want to get to yourself. Now, use tools like I've already mentioned. This is a career SWOT analysis. You need to understand that for any job that you are expecting to get, for any opportunity that you are targeting, you must spread the SWOT. You must run a SWOT analysis around career analysis around that opportunity. What are the strengths? When it comes to strengths, we are not talking about what do I bring to the table. Now, what problem can I solve for a global team? That is also you trying to find out your strength now. Start with skills in demand, writing, customer service, design, and coding. There are as many skills as possible, but why we say that skills like writing, customer service, design, and coding, it doesn't mean that other skills that they will not fetch you opportunities, but these are skills that you can easily start with and then build on them, and opportunities you can easily um, link up with opportunities or plug into opportunities with these skills. So first thing to do in getting that your first remote job is, if you have undergone a mentorship, like you are in Inspire Africa, and you are undergoing mentorship, you are using, they're exposing you to different tools and resources, things that you will be able to help that will be able to help you to support yourself in the journey. Now, with all of that, you would have to sit down. This job or this opportunity I'm targeting, you identify them, then you also check on your own the skills that you have currently. There are gaps, you need to fill them up. If they are okay, then you move to the next stage. But you need to ensure that you come with the knowledge of what problems am I solving, or am I helping this organization to solve. So you need to define your niche and ideal role. In trying to explain that skill and the strength, I've also been able to highlight all of these, which is you need to define your niche and ideal role. Now, there is something about clarity. Clarity attracts opportunity. So choose an area where your skills for passion and demand intersect. We encourage people, instead of saying that I'm a content writer, for instance, why don't you say I am a SaaS content writer? It's more direct to a particular niche. Okay, so what we know is that this person is specialist in writing content that will promote SaaS companies or startups or businesses. SaaS, that software as a service companies. Now, it gives us, or maybe I'm a technical content writer. It gives us a better understanding of where you are better fitted. Okay, where you are better fitted. So please confirm, still confirm that you can hear me.
We can hear you, sir.
Thank you, thank you kindly. So you need to narrow down to a niche market, a niche skill, or a niche space that would help you. In trying to do that, you need to research job titles that fit your skills, define your ideal role, industry, role type, remote level, so part-time, full-time, freelance. No, it's not everything that is on the remote space that you may want to go for. Depending on where you are presently. Let's say if you're on a 9 to 5 role, or if you're a student and you are looking for a full-time remote job, I will not subscribe to that. Because in most times, even though you think it's a remote job and it's a full-time, it's actually going to be full-time. In most times, some of these organizations that are going to give you a full-time remote role, they have their time management tools and platforms where you log in, things you do, all of those things are monitored for those type of organizations. So you need to also understand what works best for you, what is the best way, what is the best remote style that you need at the moment. Then, like I've said, be specific about an area. Let's say you are a software developer. You could tell us that as a software developer that you're a specialist with JavaScript, React, or you could say I'm good with Python. So you may need to mention specific areas instead of just saying I am a software developer. Um, and you can even go further and say I am a software developer with keen interest in building fintech related. So with that mention, you are attracting more opportunities that are niche specific, where we now know that for projects that are fintech related or edtech related or maybe a marketplace, right, or SaaS, that this is where the person has been able to develop their competence. It is good, as much as you may think that you're cutting yourself short, from other opportunities. You are going to attract better opportunities when you have a specific niche, tied to your um, your expectations in the global new space. Okay, so you need to build a compelling digital presence. This is also another thing in trying to get yourself ready for that your first remote role. You have assessed your skills. You want to niche down to something specific that you would handle, that you've been known for, that you're going to be targeting. And then the next thing is that you need to build a compelling digital presence. Now, your online profile is your first impression. We will encourage you to ensure that you have the right digital presence. And why I chose LinkedIn a whole lot, trying to talk about digital presence, is because of what it offers. And the fact that LinkedIn, as we know, is the biggest professional social networking platform in the world today, hosting over 8 billion professionals across the globe. So there is no other better place to position yourself professionally and build the right digital presence that would give you those opportunities than on LinkedIn. Now, it's not just about having an account on LinkedIn alone. You need to have a profile photo. You need to have a clear headline. You need to have the optimized about section. Don't worry, we're going to have time for all of this. We're going to have, you know, a live demo and do all of that. But just for you to have a clue of what will guide us when we start doing all of that. Now, skill endorsement and recommendations. So on LinkedIn, it's very important that you get into it with an understanding that I am here to build my digital presence. you have an account, you don't have a profile photo. That's not going to work. Your headline does not, say exactly what it is that you do, or we cannot read your headline and find you in your headline. That's a gap. And the about section or summary is not optimized. We also talk about what it means for. In fact, I'll just quickly talk about what does it even mean to have an optimized section, about section. For you to have an optimized about section is that you're going to have the right keywords, right? Those keywords that you want to be identified with, or that when the search is made on LinkedIn about certain things that you would want to be known for, that your profile will be part of those profile that will pop up. Okay, now let me explain further. I personally hire using LinkedIn. I hire talent using LinkedIn. I've been doing that for the past 5 years. Now, there are keywords that we use to hire, and those keywords, when you put them on, the way the LinkedIn algorithm is built, such that there is a level of keyword optimization that that you need to do for your profile to pop up. When I mean optimization, I mean, for instance, you said that you are, let's say you're a digital marketer, or let me not even say digital, but that could be so broad. Let's say you said that you are an SEO writer. Okay, that's fine. Then that's what you want to be identified as. That's the kind of opportunities you want to attract to yourself. Then we come to your about you section. There is hardly any mention about SEO writing or writer mentioned in that about. You've lost the opportunity for the LinkedIn. The way the LinkedIn algorithm is built is that at least for you to say that your about section is optimized, whatever keyword that you want people to identify your profile as needs to appear on that profile at least more than 10 times. Why we say this is because the algorithm is built on a recognized number. Now, the number of times, if you say that you're an SEO writer, and we cannot see a mention of that up to 10 times on your profile, what it means, what the algorithm will take it is that this person actually has not been doing SEO. And this is a secret, but this is what you need to know. The whole idea about this presentation is to give you those, guide, things that you have to go back and begin to readjust on your LinkedIn profile immediately, actionable, tips and all of that. So please take it away from me that if you have on your about me or about you section want to be hired for a particular thing, build a keyword around it. Make sure that within that your about section and coupled with your headline and maybe some part in your experience section, or at least we're able to have that particular thing that you want to be known for mentioned at least up to 10 times. For you to even say that there is, in terms of keyword number optimization. Okay, because optimization goes in different ways. There is numerical part, and then there is that content part. Using the right content, using the right word for it. Now, the numerical part is what I'm explaining to you. That is also how the algorithm is wired, because it just shows that you have not been doing it if it's scanty. But if it is what you feed the profile with, and the profile will feed the algorithm believes that this person has actually been doing SEO for a considerable time, for it to be, strategically. Please don't bundle up them in the about, but spread in your about, in your headline, in your experience, because we want to also see that in those your experience that you've had, that opportunity, that position that you are now going in, that you want to be known for, that we could also track them to your experience column and say that you have been doing this over time. Outside of even algorithm, that is also what we do when we want to hire. We also scan your experience and all of that. Portfolio pages to showcase your project, of course. This is also very important. Um, People are now beginning to put together portfolios and all of that. And we are also even working on a project that will also help in this regard very soon. So it is very important that when you have carried out certain projects, that you put them together to showcase your progress. I want you to do this with me quickly, and we just have to little. I will ask questions, quickly. Google your name. I just want one or two persons that will read it out and show us what they see about themselves. Google your name. Whatever that shows up is part of your digital presence. So I'm going to stop sharing here, and I'll come back to the section, and I will take some feedback on those that have Googled their name and working on. Please, who is doing that? I would want the fastest finger, just to tell us what you saw about your name after you had Googled it. That's the first thing that I want us to do. Yes? Okay. Who is the first? Who is the first to go? Hello, guys.
I think
Bolanle
I
and
think Aishat has
Idema.
her hand. I think Aishat has her
Okay.
hands up. Yeah.
Okay. Is that Chidema's voice? Okay, good.
Yeah, I
Um.
think Aishat has her hands raised. Aishat, you can go ahead.
Okay, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Good
Thank you
afternoon.
for this
So.
opportunity. Okay, when I searched for my name, the first thing I
Mhm,
saw is my LinkedIn profile, and it
mhm,
came out as okay, I'm seeing my name, and I'm seeing myself as a member of an initiative, and
mhm.
everything on my profile, that side of writing what you do is showing first. That's what is
So,
showing.
so, okay. So you see that. Okay. So I just want another person to do that. I've gotten yours, Asha. Thank you kindly for participating. Who else is going? Is going next? Google your name. Give us feedback. Please. I would like to have one or two other persons to give us their tell us what they see after they've done that. Yes, 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 yes. Let's be fast about it. Please
Okay.
Joy, you can go ahead.
don't
I
shy
think Joy
away.
has her
Don't
All
shy
hand
right.
away.
raised.
Yes, Joy,
Can you
please.
hear
Go ahead.
me?
Yes, Joy, I can hear you.
Almost the same thing with what Aisha said. I can see my LinkedIn
You can see your
profile.
LinkedIn, right?
Yes, and where I work at.
Awesome,
That's what I
awesome.
can see about me.
Now, two persons giving us the same LinkedIn. Yes, I
Okay,
want to hear the third
can I?
person.
Can you hear
Yes,
me?
Chris. Chris, I can hear you.
Okay. I also can see a LinkedIn profile with my name, but I'm not even sure if it's me.
Uh-oh. What happened? Is it like it
Same name.
your
It's the
own
same
name didn't
name.
show up?
I just feel it's the
What
same name,
the same name, but not your account?
not mine. This person is a video editor.
Okay, and you are not seeing your own name anywhere. You are not seeing your own account. Okay, you may need to check that because you need to see your account. The idea here is if we are all okay, we could work with this thing,
Yeah,
except another person have something different.
yeah, Dr. Faith, I think
Uh,
someone wanted to share their screen.
uh-huh, that's
Li-
fine. I have no problem with that. That's fine. That works. That works really. We could work with that. Somebody could share their screen and show us what they see.
Yeah. Leah, you can go ahead if you want to still share your screen. Otherwise, we can move on.
Okay. Okay. If the person is not available to do that, we'll move on.
Listen, I can share my screen.
Okay, please go ahead. Let me see.
Okay.
Chidem, I'm sure you have also Googled your name several times, right?
Yeah.
Bolanle, I'm sure you've also Googled your name several times.
Yes. Yeah.
We need to do it. We need to do that. The reason why we need to do that.
I think that's my screen.
Yes, your screen. Yeah, we can see that.
So you can see my name on every platform where I'm found. That's LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the second.
Is the second. Okay. What's this pre-play? Is it like? Is it like?
It's an online teaching platform.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. I see. You will have more activity there. You do a lot there. It seems you're active. You are more active in that platform. Okay. Okay. Awesome. So why I asked you guys to share your to actually Google your name is just to tell you the power of LinkedIn. Why it's as if when we have conversations like this, a lot of attention is focused on discussing LinkedIn as a very powerful digital platform you could leverage to build a digital presence for yourself. Because if you look at all the people, including you now, and two other persons that also showed, narrated what they saw after or shared what they saw after they've Googled their name, it's just that LinkedIn profile that pops up, if not first, second. LinkedIn is one thing that you don't need to play with because the algorithm that is backing LinkedIn is so much that it beats almost every other to come to place itself on the first, about, especially if you have some activities going for you on LinkedIn. Because if you have more activities on LinkedIn, then it means a lot of your information is available for LinkedIn to also showcase when your profile is queried. So this is why it is important that as talent, as professionals, that we would be serious about how we leverage the LinkedIn platform to build on our digital presence. Okay, I'll go back to sharing the. Thank you kindly, Rene, for sharing your screen. Going now for. Okay. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes,
I can see your screen.
Okay. So that's where we are. We're just talking about why it is good for you to, Google your name from time to time. Why it is important that you take LinkedIn very, very seriously. Okay, so we move to the next, which is to find job platforms and remote-friendly companies. This is also very important for you in securing your first remote job. You need to understand where you could leverage, platforms you could leverage to job hunt or to get those opportunities that you're looking for. So because of how the remote workspace is growing, we've had organizations that are setting up platforms to showcase remote opportunities and help hire remote talent. So we know about Upwork. Of course, Upwork is basically a whole lot around freelancing opportunities. A lot of people do not know this, but LinkedIn, as much as many people still would think that other job boards would in any way compare with LinkedIn, a lot of hires, a lot of people are getting hired on LinkedIn. I can be I can tell you that for free. LinkedIn still remains an amazing platform that we could leverage to secure very decent, high-paying remote jobs. I also recommend Remote OK. Andela is also great, especially for tech roles and flex jobs. Don't worry, I'm going to send you a list of companies platforms rather, that are that where you can secure or see or find jobs that especially favor Africans, platforms that favor Africans when it comes to remote job placement and all of that. I'll be sending it to you across through Chidema. Okay, so you need to follow remote first companies and also subscribe to their job boards. I'm also going to do this. Part of the list I will be sending to you guys, I will also include remote first companies that we've seen over the years, that we could say these companies have the culture of employing more remote talent. So that means if you come to their talent mix, the pool will show you that they have maybe 60 to 70 remote talent working for them, or in most cases, doing up to 90%. So I will also be adding that to the list that I'll be sending to you. So in trying to secure your first remote role, you also need to understand to join communities. For instance, the community that I lead is called Remotify. What we do basically is to give you the right support that you need for your job, for your remote work placement. So we give remote job placement support, and we create job opportunities that we know that it's with the right skills and support, you'll be able to secure. Now, another thing that you need to do as a tip on here is that you need to set daily job alerts and apply within 24 to 24 to 48 hours. So this is also something that you need to be careful about. For all of these platforms, you just have to, when you visit them, you need to set your job alerts with them. It is important that you apply quickly, or as quickly as you see that a job is posted. I'm not saying that if you apply late that you will not get the job, but the likelihood of you getting a job early, because I've run recruitment for organizations too, where other amazing talent may be joining later, but you have a timeline to get a talent. And even if you are the super talent, if you're not on that within that timeline or that time frame, you will still miss out that opportunity, regardless of the kind of skills that you're bringing to the table, because you are not just available. That's the truth. So availability within the timeline. So that's why, as quickly as you see a job, don't delay, don't procrastinate. Get onto it and submit your applications. Because in most cases, what we do also is first come, first serve. So this is something that you need to pay attention to. Apply consistently using targeted applications. Every application should speak directly to the role. Now, there is this problem that there is also this trend, or this, problem of having to apply with just one CV. The idea that I have a CV that I see a job. Once you are scrolling maybe on pages of LinkedIn or pages of any platform, that you are looking for a job and you see one that you think you like and you want to apply, you just quickly press upload CV, PM, you upload CV. The same CV is uploaded for every job. That's error. That's wrong. Every CV should speak directly to that particular role. Finding a job is a job itself, and you have to do the job. Except you just want to settle for anything. But if you really want to get and secure a remote job, in most cases, you need to invest your time. You need to be intentional about it. So you need to tailor your CV and cover letter for each role. During my mentorship on CV for remote roles, one of the things that we do is to identify roles that the keywords that align with those roles, and we'll be sure that they reflect in your CV, because the applicant tracking system, ATS, has one funny algorithm, which in most cases, most of these on big online recruitment platforms have been able to build an AI ATS model that will just crawl on those CVs, and if it does not see those keywords, it will just delete, it will just put it to the junk folder. You applied, you are skilled, you've got the talent, you've got the whole thing that you need to secure it. But because you were not able to project them, to put them in the right place, because remember, the ATS, that platform that is screening your CV, it doesn't know how amazing. What it knows, it's not like when you are recommended for a role, so there is already something that has been taken care of, or when it is somebody that you know and you're saying, okay, please. So that's another ballgame. But if it is, hey, upload your CV, there is no emotions to it. There's no emotions. It's basically garbage in, garbage out in this case. You've given the platform is reading through. It will crawl on that your CV, check the available keywords. If they are not, if does they not match, if they do not matching keywords that would reflect for this, that would align with this job description, your Mr. ChatGPT will do that for you, or Madam ChatGPT will do that for you, and you just quietly pick them up and put on your work. But it's just that knowledge for you to understand that this is important. These are the things that we do during CV review sections. We tell people, okay, this, but of course, free item. I'm giving you this one for free. So, but that's it. So, keyword optimization, side by side, the job descriptions need to match. I've already said that in the multi-work is use keywords from your job description, keep a spreadsheet or to track where and when you apply. Like I have said, finding a job is a job itself. You want to find a role, you want to find a job, you want to find something decent. Except you just want to find come and manage our pay for 50K. Come and do this for us for 70K. If you want to find a job for 500, 600, 700, 800, 900,000 in Nigerian naira, or $1,000 in 1,000 USD dollar, or you want to find something that will pay you up to 2,000 Kenya shillings and all of that, then you need to commit to it. It's a job. You need to, for us to say, keep a spreadsheet of a track to track where and how you apply. Hey, this week I applied to company ABC. These are the roles that I applied. It doesn't take you too much time. Just call up your Google Sheet, update. So this is where I am. I've applied. There's no feedback yet. You're tracking. After some time, you send a follow up so that you're following consistency. You're showing. And I've hired somebody. I've actually hired somebody because they did a follow up. It's not like, so this is the way it works. When you put out when you put out a job post in most cases, and then maybe you have some other things you're handling in between, and maybe you want to come back to that. And then in between the time you want to come back to, that's your job, the job post, that the job ad that you put out. Somebody in between is writing to you and say, hey, sir or ma or admin or whoever, I'm trying to check on my application that I sent. the tendency of you putting the application at that right time that you are about coming back to it is there. That's the scenario. And ideally, the person is showing you that they are interested, that they are committed to this, that they're actually ready for this. So it's not like you just dump it and if it doesn't work, it doesn't. No, you have the right approach and you follow through. Consistency beats perfection. You have to use the 5-5-4 job search strategy. We're going to talk about the 5-5-4 job strategy um, as we move on. Okay, prepare and practice for virtual interviews. Show up ready virtually. Practice on Zoom or Google Meet. Prepare answers to common remote interview questions. So we also have at Notify a full remote interview prep support that we give when you finally land out, you finally got that place. We are ready to meet with you to tell us more about yourself and why you are the best fit for this. At that point, we will also do a prep section for Notify members who are going in for remote role interview. Highlight remote work skills that you are also that you are very, very comfortable handling, or that you are very conversant with or skilled with, like communication skills, time management skills, tech readiness. These are also very, very important, as important as your core technical skills. Be ready to open your camera. So when you're going for interview, don't assume that you would be excused of your camera. That means you need to find a way, as possible as it is, to ensure that the environment you are in, that you are going to be having the interview for, will give you the opportunity to show your camera, to show your face, right? Because it could just be the reason why they may not want to go on with you, because you're not relaxed, you're not, comfortable to project yourself. Look at that, projecting themselves, projecting ourselves, camera openly and confidently. In most cases, the kind of job that they may want to be bringing you to come and handle will require that you do that with their clients, and they also want to see it right from their interview stage. And keep examples of your work ready to share. It's also very important. All that you need to display and show your competence need to be handy. We're going to get into a live demo on optimizing LinkedIn profile. I'll stop sharing here. I'm still audible, yes?
Yes, sir. But then a reminder that our time is approaching.
Please, I would want to ask for a little extension. We had some delay in between, but I will run through the live section now. This is important that we do. We're just going to focus on LinkedIn. There are just a few things I want to show participants on LinkedIn.
All right. All right.
So let me still share. Is my screen showing?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, so this is my account on LinkedIn, and I want to show you guys something that is very important. Now, when you want to, this is your account, so everybody is on LinkedIn, I believe. Now, you want to show that you're ready for job, that you're job hunting. Please, it is not by coloring this and saying I'm open to work. It's not by opening your what do you call it, your profile picture. Now I see it a whole lot now, where people will just put a sign here and show that it's there when
Hi,
you want to
Dr.
go and
Faith.
select that you're job hunting. Hello.
We can't hear you. Oh, okay.
You can't hear me?
No,
I
we can hear
don't
you,
worry.
sir.
We can hear you.
Is it from you or from? Okay, you can hear me, right?
I think it was from my end. Yes, I'm so sorry about
We
that.
can hear you, sir.
Okay, fine. I was thinking that it has to do with me and my video. Maybe if I should go off camera, but let me still keep it on. Um, I was just talking about the idea that because you are looking for a job, you put that badge for I am job hunting or I'm open to work. This is not where you need to do your open to work. It's not on your profile picture because an algorithm does not know I'm open to work image. This one only works for those who would view your um your profile. But bear this in mind that if I want to headhunting of course is what happens when you are not the one job hunting, but somebody is busy looking for a talent like this to you, and that is the best way of getting an opportunity, being headhunted. Now, if I'm headhunting using LinkedIn, the things that you need to do is come to open to. Please, everybody pay attention. Come to open to, and you must set finding a new job. That's how to show that you are open to work. Okay, but this particular thing, if you do it, okay, it would show you for you to add titles of things that you need, job title, the kind of role that you are interested in, locations that you are interested in. So if you are for remote, you just put remote, you highlight all of these, you add location, as many locations as you want to add, you add title, and you save. Okay, this is where you need to play that whole part of indicating that you are open to do. What this does is that once anybody is using the recruiter app to search your to search for applicants or talents or professionals within the space you are in, there is a possibility that LinkedIn will project your profile because you already have indicated that you are open for recruiters to hire. So this is very, very important. I just wanted to quickly mention this. Please, when we talk about headline, this is the headline we're talking about. Now, I'm not job hunting. I can decide to write anything here, right? I can decide to write anything here so long as it projects my programs and what I do. I am not so conscious. Don't use my LinkedIn profile headline as a reference point for yourself. I'm not in the job market as it stands when it comes as in job hunting. Now, when you are job hunting, the style that you put your headline matters and how and the keywords that you use. It has to be those things that would project the right specific skills that you are. Because say in this now we need to say SEO content writer needs to be here so that if somebody is searching on the is searching to hire and using a hashtag SEO, your profile would likely show up depending on how optimized it is with the right keywords. If this person is coming from the angle of content writer, it will also show because that is what is available right from here. Then before you move to the about section, this is my about section. Now, my about section is also not a reference point for you because why I'm saying all of this is my about section is not a question of someone and a recruiter identifying me, but it is a question of partners. It's a question of those that I would like to work with, and all of that, that want to see the work we're doing. So that is the determining factor as to how I write my about. But if you look at this about, because I am into workforce development, because I'm into human capital development, because I'm addressing youth unemployment, because I'm also into fixing remote jobs and all of that, all of that would come in, reflect within this about back to my headline and also my experience column. Let me quickly go to experience column. Now, this is my experience column. For you, each of your experience should reflect your headline. Each of the things that you have on your headline. The question is, do you have an experience that can highlight that headline, that keyword that you have? So if you say SEO content writer, can we go to your experience column and see where you did SEO content writing? If the answer is yes, keep it there. If the answer is no, it's not supposed to be there. Find the things that we can also locate in your headline that we can also see in your experience column. Both will be needed to validate. What experience column does is to validate your headline. So I needed to mention this. The other things like volunteering is also very important. We're also keen about that. Skill endorsement is also very key. You need to also get people to endorse you on skilling, the skills that you have, recommendations, and all of that. They are all. How much time do I have, Bolanle and Chidima, so that I would know? How much time? Do I have up to 30 minutes?
No, I think we probably would love to round up maybe in the next 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. So let me quickly go back to the. Let me quickly go back to. Is my screen showing?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. So I was just all of this using your headline. Those were the things, keyword, computer search. So in your inserting your headline, it has to be the right keywords. Like I told you, if it is on content writing, be specific, like SaaS. Those are the things that we search. If it is like technical content writer, if it is a software developer, we want to use the right programming language, the tech stack. If it is JavaScript that we're interested in, if it is a Python programming language that we need for that particular project. So we use specific keywords that highlight the role that we're interested in. And that's what we should also Upwork, Fiverr, Topwell, and profile best practices. Of course, these are use a clear professional photo, write a compelling headline that speaks to your niche. We don't have all the time to go that one after the other. SEO content writer for SaaS companies, like I've said, niche, craft and engaging bio overview, focus on the results you deliver, highlight top skills, aspiration and relevant experience, and add a strong portfolio. If it's a simple work. Personalize every proposal, writing a winning proposal, mention the client's problem, show understanding of the project, highlight specific results you can deliver, keep it short, structured, and solution driven, include a call to action. I love to discuss this further. So these are the ways to make a good proposal that converts. Use past client feedback, that showcasing testimonials and case studies, also very good in freelancing profiles that convert. Use past feedback. Use also brief case studies showing problems, solution, and result. If you request testimonials from people you've helped informally, and link them to your portfolio. Case studies for remote career growth. I want to quickly talk about the 3 C's of social networking. And the 3 C's of social networking is called the OPV, is called other people's value. You need to know how to connect strategically. That's the first 3 C. The second C is called contribute. Contribute means add value before you act. Show your value by way of putting out content, supporting people with their posts, sharing posts, writing about people and celebrating them too. Then before you get to a conversation, or where you have to what we call communication, as to talk about what you need now, you must have been able to build that rapport, which is to ask clearly what your needs are. You do not jump from just connecting with somebody and then you begin to demand what you need them to do for you. Have you made some level of contribution by adding value? This is 3 C's of social networking. Do it yourself, job strategy, which is 554. It's just like identifying 5 tasks in a day, in a week, and doing it 5 days in a week, consistently for 4 months, which is 4 weeks. It's also backed with career SWOT, so you need to be consistent with it. But it also has to do with identifying what your strength, weakness, and opportunities are. So when we say 5 tasks, that's why we call it 554. It is okay. This week I am going to focus on jobs that are in. Let's say I want to focus on jobs that are in EdTech. So you identify, I'm going to be applying to only EdTech job this week. So you begin to research on EdTech companies that are hiring remote workers or talent. You identify all of them. You begin to put together your CVs for all of that. So if you have identified one that you're going to apply today, you put side by side. So you do that consistently for 4 weeks. The result has always been amazing for those that when we do this challenge with them and work with them before they would have closed the 4 weeks, and most of them would have received emails giving them the next, moving them to the next stage, which is interview, because that will give you the right results in your job search. We don't have much time to dwell on that, but this is, remember, 5 things you would want to focus on. Do it consistently for 5 days and do it for 4 weeks, which is 1 month. Okay, so this is the explanation. Of course, I'm going to share this slide, so you will read through all of that. This is the 5 key tasks and all of that. Okay, remote job search mistake to avoid. So these are the things that you need to avoid when you want to search for remote jobs. Not all remote jobs are global. Please pay attention to this also. When you are applying for any remote job, look at remote global. If it is a remote global, it is open for you. Even when they say remote global, also pay attention to the remote time zone that they are interested in. That will also limit or restrict those that they will hire. In most cases, jobs that are always preferred are EMEA, this is an Africa, that is imagine that is Europe, Middle East, and then Africa. So you need to know that this is the areas that you are going to a lot more focus on when it comes to jobs. With each time zone, look at the location that they're interested in. If it is global, in most cases, it is open for everyone. But also look at the time zone that come with it. I've talked about this. One CV for every job does not work. Tailor your resume for each role and company. It's very important. Generic CVs don't convert. Remote job search mistake to also avoid on-site, on-smiles. Okay, we've talked about this. Remote roles value, self-management, remote tools, also know all of this. Highlight this in your resume. Always check location filters, customize your CV, and optimize it for remote readiness. Okay. Addressing challenges African youth face. Okay, this is generic, just find to read through, limited exposure to global market, digital infrastructure and connectivity. Self-doubt. These are issues and challenges that we face that are also surmountable. And that is our Q&A. There are questions. It is time for us to now take them. Thank you so kindly for having me. So sorry that we spent some time trying to fix that earlier. I hope I was able to cover up. And back to you now, moderator. Thank you kindly.
Thank you so very much, sir, for that very enlightening session. And thank you for everyone that has stayed so far. We really apologize for how long it took due to some of the difficulties, but I hope that it was a very, very enriching session for you as it was for me. So we'll just be able to take like 2 questions max, just so that, we leave here as soon as possible. And so for anyone else that has questions, you can put it in the chat box. We will share them with Dr. Faith, and hopefully he can give responses that we can share later. So please, 2 questions as fast as possible. Aisha, please go ahead. Aisha?
All right. Yes, my question is about following up. You mentioned that we should be following up on our application. So I want to ask that, when is the appropriate time to follow up? Whenever you submit an application, when is the appropriate time to follow up, so that won't be seen needy or something like that? Like, for example, if I submit an application now, when should I follow up to know if they've reviewed my application or anything?
Okay, so just very quickly, it actually depends on some jobs, they are not well detailed when they are advertising them or posting them. Ideally, jobs are supposed to come with timeline. Hey, deadline for receiving application. You will hear from us so time. So we'll start reaching out to our candidates so time. That gives you a better way of knowing when to follow up, because you already know the time you're supposed to start reaching out. So if it doesn't happen, you begin to reach out. But if that doesn't happen, there's no such information at that time when they are posting the job. I think after 2 weeks is ideal that you need to reach out. 1 week I could say, but 2 weeks is ideal that you could wait for 14 days and say, hey, I sent a job application. That is for 2 weeks. It would be long for a very small startup companies. If it's a startup company, because the decision is fast, you could do it in a week. But there are some scale organization, big organization that are sizable enough that their decision taking time, the decision making take a little more time than the smaller companies. Could give them up to 14 days. But for those big startups, short small size startups, it doesn't take more than a week. After a week, you should be asking them, getting a follow up from them. That's ideal. 7 days for smaller companies, and then 14 days for global sized companies. That's my recommendation. Is that clear?
All right,
Okay,
thank you, sir. Let me allow Anointed Faith to also go ahead. If you are also allowed to go ahead, but you will be the last person. Faith, please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Faith, for such an introduction. Okay, the question I want to ask is more personal, but I feel like a lot of people can benefit from that. So it's a situation of someone who has maybe prior to this has been active on LinkedIn, connecting, as you've mentioned, for over a period of, let's say, a year or so, due to some changes professionally and personally, one did not have that privilege to do that. But now you want to start putting up yourself out there. What are the step-by-step, let's say, mindset or practicalities that one can imbibe on to get pushing or get oneself out there and to be consistent over time?
Thank you, kind Anointed Faith. This is a higher faith to Anointed. My own is just faith, your own is Anointed. Glory.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, I tap to this Anointed. Okay, so the thing is, if I understood your question, you said you were already there at the time, but you have not been doing all these things, and now you want to start, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So let's know what you've been doing all along. People want to know, these things. Let's know what has been the journey all along that you've not been able to see you, what you've been working on. Maybe you've been studying, you've been preparing yourself for now. Tell us those stories. Let's get to know you for the time that you've not been showing up, and build from there. Okay. Just unveil yourself to us. It's more like unveiling, you know. So that's what I would recommend. Start by telling us what has been happening. It could be that you've been studying, you've been handling some projects, you're working on some things, behind the scene, and time for also show the things and share your stories, and could also inspire one person or the other. So that kind of approach would do a lot. Would go a long way to bringing people to trusting you and your journey. if that gets to answer your question quickly.
All right. Thank you very much for that, sir.
Yes,
All right.
please. Let's
All right.
get
Thank
to
you.
what has been happening all along that you also want us to know now, and then we can build from there.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for that. If you please can you go ahead and just quickly ask your question so that we can round up.
Okay. I want to say a very big thank you to Dr. Faith. So my question goes this way. It is always advised that everyone should have a professional LinkedIn account. But what if someone who would rather prefer to project himself as someone that has multiple, like a workman, like a handyman, like someone who has multiple skills? So what is your advice on opening or maintaining a LinkedIn account? Can someone open more than one LinkedIn account with the same name, projecting different type of skill in each LinkedIn account? Let's say a particular LinkedIn account as a designer, a graphic designer, a particular LinkedIn account as another LinkedIn account as a project manager, and things like that. So what's your advice? How can someone bring all his talents together, all his skills together into one professional account? Or is it
I
advisable
get
to
it.
have an account?
I get your question. I've been asked this question severally, and I would say this. You do not need multiple accounts to project your different talents and your skill set or things that you could do. One account is okay, really. I think what happens is how you project it. Okay, so you could be someone that is into, you could have a skill. Maybe you make shoes. Um, you're also a digital marketer, um, and you're also um, a software developer. And these are three different things, and you're looking for a way to let me put my camera on, and you're looking for a way to bring all of this together. And let's know you as peace. If he peace wears different hats, that's the story. If he peace has wears different hats, at some point she's also cool with, she's skilled with shoe building. She builds shoes. She's also a software developer. She's also a digital marketer. So at each time we want to project Ife as a digital marketer, that is the story that we tell, and it has to be consistently for some time. Okay, and then as after a while, you already is your headline shows all of that. Then you want to talk about some project that you're also doing as a software developer. You talk about it. Then maybe you also show us um, the work that you are doing. You know how you're leveraging your digital marketing skills, even to help your whole both your shoe making, your shoe production, and also your software development work that you're doing. All of that. So what I'm trying to explain is it is within you to project them using that same account. I will not recommend you opening different accounts because you want to tell different stories. You can tell those different stories using one account, and it will not confuse anybody because you already have shown them that you wear different hats. However, one of the things that I will always recommend is find, when you have a particular skill set and you're trying to get another one that is going to build up another career path, always find a way to tie the whole of them together into a vision. We want to see that there is a pathway to all of this that you're doing. That all of this, they are all interacting into a purpose. So the story that you are now going to be telling us is the purpose, is the vehicle, is where you're taking, where all of this, your experiences, all of this, your skills and your talent, where all of them will be delivering you to, where you are going with them. So you, at the end of the day, it is no longer a three things differently. It is now three things in one. It's not like all of them are into one purpose. It could be that your purpose is to impact young women. It could be that your mission is to build maybe a particular set of people. empower a particular set of people or be known for a particular thing that you are so passionate about. But all those your skills will be driving towards that particular goal. So I think because of time, what I will say is answer straight answer. You don't need multiple. I will not recommend. I will not subscribe to multiple accounts on LinkedIn because you have three different things. I would rather say tie all of them together into a purpose. We could have a separate conversation on this. It is there are things to share with you, guides to share with you, but time will not permit. But I just feel that I just believe that with the little I've said about having to tie all of them, it is a question of telling you, letting you know how to tie the three of them and the practical ways to do it. That we may need to work out maybe after now. I'm open. You can chat me up on LinkedIn. I will oblige.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. If you don't mind, I would maybe suggest sharing your LinkedIn name on the chat box so that people can see and reach out to you as necessary. So please, if you have any other
Definitely, I'm doing that now.
All right, thank you.
Madam Bolande, thank you kindly.
Thank you so
Please, can I quick? Is it not better I just share my link?
Yes, that's fine. You can just put the link on the chat box.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Thank you again so much, sir, for your time, for your extended time, for taking out the time to fully run through every single thing that you have had prepared for us today. Like he mentioned, the notes, the slides rather, will be available. So you can expect to see that. He has shared his link on the comment box. So please reach out to him and shoot him as many questions as you need. I mean,
please do. I'm here. Please
all
do.
right.
I love what you guys are doing. Yeah, I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. So I don't want to take anyone's time further. Can we all just turn our cameras on quickly so that we can just have a quick screenshot of the event today, just as fast as possible so that I can close the meeting. So please, just 1 minute, everyone, let's turn our screens on and have a big smiles for those that are able to turn their screen on.
I think I'm already smiling.
Yes. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Let me see if anyone else. All right. So I think we can just end the session here today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Please stay up to date, stay in tune with IHA, stay in tune with Dr. Faith. There will be so many much updates. I'm sure there will be more trainings that he will be doing. So you need to stay in touch and up to date so that you can see that as needed. And the same with IHA. Please do follow us.
Thank you,
on
Bonnie.
Platform.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, everyone that I'm reading their comments. I'm also very, it's been an amazing time with you guys today. The energy is very, very contagious and I feel it. Well done, guys.
Thank you so much. So before we go, can we all just fill the form? I think Chidima has put it on the group chat. I've also sent it again at the chat. So just fill out the form so that we can get your feedback on how impactful this session was and how we can fine-tune more sessions to ensure that, it meets your expectations or even exceeds your expectations. So please, let's just all fill that form just for a brief 5 minutes. All right, please just
thank you, Amina. Thank you, Amina. Yeah, it was an insightful session. Thank you too. Renia, thank you, Renard. Thank you kindly. Thank you everyone for staying put. It's not always easy to stay one place and listen to someone else for this long. Our attention span is beginning to decrease in this age. So,
and thank you so much for staying.
When we have this number, when we have this duration and people still stay put, that shows that you guys are committed to what you're doing. Bravo.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, once again for taking out the time. And
permission to take my leave now.
Yes. I was just about to say that we can all leave, actually. We have stayed quite too long already. So thank you so much. Do have a great weekend, everyone. And please look forward to hearing from us on our social medias. If you haven't already filled the form, please check in the chat box, fill the form, copy all the links you need, and take care. Bye.
Bye, everyone.